More than 10,000 people have been killed in 31 days of relentless Israeli attacks on the Gaza Strip, according to Palestinian health officials, with no signs of a ceasefire in the besieged enclave. In a statement on Monday, Gaza's Ministry of Health said the death toll has risen to at least 10,022 Palestinians, including 4,104 children, with many victims still trapped beneath the rubble and an Israeli siege drying up access to vital goods like fuel, food and electricity. The number, death toll, is expected to go up as at least 2,000 people remain under the rubble. The problem is, with lack of heavy equipment and machinery, the rescue teams on the ground are unable to remove and pull out these bodies from under the rubble, Al Jazeera correspondent Hani Mahmoud reported from Khan Yunis in southern Gaza. The number of those wounded since the October 7 start of the bombardment has risen to 25,408, a health ministry spokesperson said, adding that Israel had conducted 18 attacks in the past hours, killing 252 people. The shocking milestone was a result of Israel's indiscriminate bombardment of civilian homes, hospitals, refugee camps and schools, said Medical Aid for Palestinians, MAP, the United Kingdom-based organization. How many more deaths will it take for this assault to be brought to an end? 50,000, 100,000, said Fikr Shaltut, the group's Gaza director. As we witness our homes, hospitals and schools turn to rubble, we are crying out for a shred of humanity from world leaders. While Israel has promised to destroy the Palestinian armed group Hamas, which carried out attacks on southern Israel on October 7 that Israeli authorities said killed more than 1,400 people, most of them civilians, humanitarian conditions in Gaza have reached a critical point under constant Israeli bombardment. Running low on fuel supplies, 16 of Gaza's 35 hospitals have been forced to suspend operations as the number of people wounded increases, and the UN said that more than 1.5 million people, which is more than half of Gaza's population, have been displaced. As conditions in Gaza have increasingly deteriorated and the death toll continues to rise, calls have grown for an end to the fighting. In late October, the United Nations General Assembly voted overwhelmingly in favor of a resolution calling for an immediate humanitarian truce. Both Israel and its most powerful ally, the United States, have rejected calls for a ceasefire, saying that an end to the fighting would allow Hamas time to regroup. The U.S. has said it would support a brief pause in the fighting to allow more assistance to enter Gaza, but Israel has shown little enthusiasm for this idea. As Israel steps up ground operations inside Gaza and continues its campaign of airstrikes, Palestinians fear there is no end in sight. Are you enjoying this horror movie? Zach Hania, a resident of the Al-Shadi refugee camp, asked world leaders in an interview with Al Jazeera. How many people need to die, need to be killed, for the people, for the world leaders to move to do something? We asked for a ceasefire. We are all civilians. PM Modi speaks to Iran press about Israel-Hamas war. The ground troops of Israel Defense Forces struck over 450 Hamas targets on Sunday, taking control of a Hamas military compound in the Gaza Strip. Amid the ongoing Israel-Hamas war that has now completed a month, the Israel Defense Forces said that the Hamas made specific efforts to stop Palestinians from moving south. The IDF spokesperson said that most of the combat operations are going on in Gaza because that is where most of the Hamas has its strong hold. The Israeli army said its land assault on the Gaza Strip had on Sunday split the Palestinian territory in two, with significant strikes continuing in its war against Hamas. Israeli forces have encircled Gaza City. Now there exists a South Gaza and a North Gaza, said Army spokesman Daniel Hagari. Words must turn into action. From Hani Mahmoud in Khan Yunis. Nobody is taking serious steps to respond to the humanitarian catastrophe happening in Gaza as a result of the ongoing bombardment. Gaza has been under a total siege for weeks. If we were to catalog all of the violations, cutting people off food and medical supplies, targeting civilians day and night, there would be plenty of violations. There has been a joint statement by humanitarian organizations, demanding a ceasefire, but words must turn into action. The statements made on Al-Shifa Hospital are very concerning, and Palestinians think that something atrocious could happen. There is nothing standing between Israel and the annihilation of the Palestinian people. Nothing. Keep watching us for more videos. Subscribe and follow us. Click the like button and let me know your views in the comment section. Thank you and have a nice day.